Hell yeah, I'm hunting for one right now, bro. Get ready to group up. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm breaking down the real weakness of the Leviathan that will have them floating away in fear of all your might and glory. I really do think that taking these things down is peak Helldivers, so we're going to light this off fast with the coolest way to take down the Leviathan. Airman, line us up.
Right. Stop. Too far. Left. Stop. Fire.
Fired.
Fire the main cannon, bro.
Fire!
Direct
Oh,
hit.
oh my god! 3 shots. I'm gonna fire again.
Yeah.
Or tell me when, Aaron.
Yeah.
Fire at will. Fire at will.
Fired. Oh my god! 4 shots! I fired.
Yeah, just keep firing.
Oh my god! What? Oh!
Oh, we got it.
King
Let's go.
Sit the fuck down.
Yes!
That was peak. I think working together with the boys to just spin the giant cannon around and blow the front out of the back of the Leviathan is one of the coolest things that I've ever done in a game. But it was kind of weird that it took 5 shots from the giant cannon to take it out, and you don't have access to it in every mission. So I want to go over the best ways that I found to kill them.
Ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
So after that happens a few times, you get used to throwing strafe. Like, what you want to do is wait until it shoots, and then in between the shots, then you throw it so you don't have any unhappy accidents. And then I don't think you'll have any problems just in 1 or 2 passes of strafe taking it down. And even if you don't kill it in 1 pass, as long as you hit it, it will break a piece off, and then you can just blast that opening with AP4. Also, just to add another strafe tip in here, it needs to be underneath it, but leading it. I don't know if that makes sense. I tried to include a couple of clips here so that way you kind of get a good idea of how to throw it. Plus, I think the only time the Leviathan's a real problem is when it's in strafing range and then like all those guns are blasting you. Because for whatever reason, most of the time they just like run away outside of the map and they get so far out that you can't even attack them anyway. So is what it is. I think that if you treat it like a hazard and just avoid it and take cover near a building, you can kind of do that if you don't bring anything to deal with it. And even in the devlog, they talked about like maybe not wanting to fight it.
The Leviathan kind of snakes through the cities. It takes a lot of firepower to take down, so you might not even be that interested in attacking it. You might just want to get away from it.
It just wreaks havoc. It runs into buildings. It will make your day a living hell.
Put me into a corner. His name's Bubba.
Guess I'm dead. Yeah, that was Cope. After that happens a few times, you start hearing the voices, and it's time to report anyone that says avoid it to your local democracy officer and start RPing as Super Captain Ahab. You can smell the Leviathan scum in the air. I taste him that way, brother. Ah, the wind tricked me, brother. This way.
There be a high tide today.
The skies are a fickle beast.
Yes, brother, I see my mark. Left wing.
It fires from its mighty blowhole.
Left wing, brothers. Forward to the front. It's weekend, yes.
Bring her down.
Bring her down.
I'm the harpoon.
Oh, yes, a mighty fine kill, lads. Just make sure you have a harpoon and the right crew for your hunt. I do really recommend joining all the creator discords and just like, if you resonate with what somebody's saying, just usually the people in their community think about the same way, and then you can find like-minded people or friends to play with, and then you could just go save Super Earth the best way possible. I personally just finished updating on my guide, so that's linked down below for you, and before anybody says it, I know we went Leviathan hunting, and we RP'd without spears, but using that thing just makes me mauled. So after shooting this thing with every weapon that I could think of, this is my list of what I think is worth and not worth shooting it with. Stuff like the AT emplacement just got overran by meatballs most of the time, and it just took too many queso or heat shots for me to like care about bringing them in for the Leviathan specifically. So my favorite weapon for fluidity ended up being the railgun because it was like a solid 17-ish shots to take it down. I'm not consistent at charging, it just is what it is. But the fluidity of being able to run around with it like quickly and just reposition over and over again to keep chasing the Leviathans felt really good. And in general, I like bringing in something that's better at killing more than just one target. One of the problems and the sad conclusion I did come to is that the Leviathan just has no weak spot. It doesn't really matter where you shoot it. They always take the same amount of damage no matter where you rip pieces off, blast them, it just doesn't matter. So if you want to actually hard focus and deal with them and just them solely, I think that the best way to do it is just to bring a recoilless rifle in and just blast it 6 times. The recoilless is also good at killing harvesters with one shot the leg joint, so you get like the double dip there. But I was just using the recoilless like a disposable or like a red strat where I just pop one Leviathan with it and move on. I also recommend that if you see somebody bringing a recoilless, just try to team load them to speed up the process. Then just pick your normal kit back up when you're done. And sometimes like a lot of them spawn in and then you could just drop a resupply and just pop off really fast and just wipe them all out with the recoilless. So I thought that that was probably the fastest and easiest way to take them all down, but I still think it's better to just have everyone bring strafe because it's so good at like street sweeping all the normal enemies. It's super cinematic, and all the other strats that kill Leviathans are really only good for them specifically. So this helps round your build out in a way that feels good to play, and most people are bringing laser cannons, the HMG or the autocannon, and they all get enabled to take down Leviathans when you rip a piece off. And if you break a piece off, I think that it can take damage from itself or crashing into buildings. Like the pieces are big shields that let them crush stuff. So when they break off, they might take damage from going into stuff, or maybe it just saw me frothing at the mouth and decided to take the easy way out. The cannon does have like a really large blast radius on it, so maybe it just gave up. Anyways, if you know the answer to that, please just let me know, because I'm not too sure like how it ended up dying like this. But I really am just going to recommend bringing the most fun stuff to blast it down with that has more uses outside of just killing Leviathans. Stat line wise, I'm assuming it has about 17,500 HP. If you look at the other enemy health pools, it kind of makes sense that that's about where it's at with how much you have to shoot it with. And then the outside shell is always AP5 or heavy penetration from like rockets. And then any of the broken open parts that are on fire are going to be AP4. Also, the damage was inconsistent a few times. I think we might have hit a building because their hitboxes are rather large, so maybe we hit a rocket with that. But I think that if you are focusing it down, try to either focus on the front or the back, because either way that goes, it's going to be easier to kill it. And if it is flying away from you and you break the back tail off, like everybody can just blast into it with their AP4 guns and just tear it to pieces super fast. Also, if you want to keep yourself alive, the B24 explosive res armor came in like super clutch for this. The explosive resistance on it lets you stop the Leviathan's damage from one-shotting you most of the time. If it headshots you, then you're just dead even in heavy armor, so it doesn't matter what you have on. So that's why having the mobility plus that like way higher chance to live and just taking less damage overall from the explosions like won out for me over anything else. This also really helps out on stingray damage too, because they deal explosive damage when they come strafing through. So like again, the B24 armor is just it's the best armor in the game, and I did a deep dive on armor in my most recent builds video that's linked down below for you if you want to know why I use most of the stuff that I do, more advanced like armor stats and stuff. But this is a video about Leviathans, and one thing I do have to say, like, this is one of the coolest enemies that I've ever seen in a game. Like, honestly, it flying through the streets is like an Avengers level threat, and that's why I don't think you should neglect the sea. If you salute them, they salute you back, and this is one of the coolest things in the entire game. And then if you do see them, tell them to follow you, and they'll literally go hunting Leviathans with you. You just clean out whatever's in front of them so that you can keep on your journey. And like, it's just such a cool squad. Like, they have there's a radio operator, there's a rocket guy, you've got the grenadiers. Honestly, they grenade themselves a little more than anything else, and they might shoot you in the back if you run in front of them, but the AI on them is just so good. So recruit these dudes to help you hunt down some Leviathans, and I think you'll have just a way better experience, just way more fun hunting them down, right? I don't think we should leave any squids alive on Super Earth. I think that we should kill every single one of these dissidents that dare desecrate the heart of democracy. So, I hope this helped you guys out. I hope you had fun watching the video, but I got to get back to blasting some squids, and you should too. Yes, sir. All right, troopers, we have a Leviathan to hunt.